Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Super Car Guy channel. And in today's quick video, I just wanted to point out some of the things that I didn't know about this Porsche Boxster before driving it. Of course, if you're a huge Porsche fan or you've been driving one for years, you'll probably know most of these. But as a BMW fan, a lot of these came to me as a surprise. And I bet for a lot of people that don't drive Porsches every day, it'll be the same. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you've learned about this car and if you found this video interesting. Let's get to those items. The first item for me would be that you can't really see the engine. I mean, of course, this should not have come to me as a surprise, as this is a mid-engine car. So the engine is literally somewhere in here. But I just wanted to take a look at it and see what it looks like. And without Googling or looking into a manual or a service manual or something like that, there's just no way you can look at the engine. It's just not there, right? Another item that comes here in the trunk area of the car is that the filler caps for your coolant are actually in the trunk. So that makes sense, of course, but you know, we can fill up with coolant in here, and the same with the oil, which is just on the other side. Well, that's pretty interesting. You wouldn't really think of filling up your fluids in the back of the car, well, unless you own a Porsche, I guess. Yeah, so you just fill it up in here. Seems a little bit messy, you know, you're kind of in the back of the car where you normally have your items, but at least they included this little plastic, so if you do have a little spill, it will go right back in and not make too much of a mess. Another item on my list would be the wing, which I find very cool and kind of unique to most cars. One thing that's kind of weird and quirky about it is that you can press once to raise it, but then you have to hold the button down in order to lower it. Let me demonstrate. So I'm gonna go get in the car and try to lower the wing by just pressing the button. You'll see it move a little bit, but not all the way down. As you can see, I have to hold the button in order to drop it all the way down. What's cool about it is that if I press it once, it will raise all the way up, but then I can lower it and leave it in certain position if I want to. So it doesn't have to be necessarily in up or down position. I believe this is done so that, you know, nobody gets their fingers trapped in there. So if you press a button, accidentally somebody puts their finger in here, at the very least, it's your responsibility and not Porsche's responsibility. Another item that's kind of interesting and I think unique to this car is that you have these two lights that look very similar, right? But this is the third brake light and this is just the reverse light. They do not do the same function. Unlike my BMW Z4, you can actually operate the roof up to 30 miles an hour. This one will not come as a surprise to anybody that has driven a Porsche before, but this comes with some history, so I thought it would include this. You start pretty much most Porsches on the left side, so you put the key on the left side and not on the right, like on any other car. There's also no push button to start. You always have to put the key in, and I believe the ones that do have comfort access, there's still like a fake key in there that you have to twist. That's kind of interesting. This was done you know, in the classic Porsches for the Le Mans start, so the drivers could run into the car and start it as they're putting it in gear or whatever it was. But I think it's pretty cool. It's a little bit you know, when you first get in, you always reach for the right side and oh, wait, it's not there, so you have to go to the other hand, but it starts just like it's supposed to anyway. I guess it gives you a slight advantage to getting and starting the car faster for your shopping trips. This next one's very cool and makes me feel like I'm in a supercar, although it's going to be a little bit difficult to show on video. I am in drive now, so as you can see, it's in drive, and that little icon, the little red dot, is next to the D, so we are in drive, and here we can move, right? The car is moving. But then if I press both of the pedal shifters together, it must be done quick. You can't just press and hold, it has to be quick. If you can see, I don't know if you can see, but let me try to zoom in. The little red dot is now blinking, which means the car is now in neutral. So I let go of the brake, the car is not moving, and we are in drive. That's pretty cool. I love that feature. I don't know how useful it is, but it's pretty cool. One of the hidden features that we have on this car is that it has this rev matching thing. So if I'm gonna blip with the throttle, so I'm gonna touch the throttle just a little bit and let go. You see how it just went to second gear right away and revved up to match the gear? I think that's one of the coolest hidden features on this car. This next item is very common on most European cars, but very uncommon on most American cars, and that's the rear fog lights. So if we take the light switch and put it in all the way to the right and then pull it out, let's see what's gonna happen. So if we're gonna go to the back, the lights are still off, that light's off, but our rear fog light is on. So this actually turns red and, you know, lets other drivers see you in the fog or whatever. It's a pretty cool feature that, you know, a lot of European cars have it, but not very common around here. Of course, you can't make a Porsche video without mentioning the legendary cup holders. BMW ones don't even compare to this. So this looks just like a normal panel on the dash, but then you can open it up and you have your cup holders. You can have both of them. The cool thing is though, you can close it and it still looks nice. These seem pretty solid for a car that's, you know, 5 years old or so. They, you know, they don't seem like they're gonna break anytime soon. Don't have any experience with them long term, but I think it's pretty cool. And while we're looking at this part of the car, I just wanted to say that this car does have auxiliary USB and just the auxiliary port. When I first got into the car, I couldn't see it, and like I checked in, you know, in the little compartment here. I checked around here and couldn't see it, but it's just hidden in there. Another item to add here is the little power outlet under the glove box compartment, which is definitely useful for your dash cam or anything like that. Another neat item that I found on this car is that when you open the door, the glass goes up just a little bit, and that's so the felt, that these rubber felts hold it in place, so when you close the door back down, there is no rattle, so it sounds a lot more solid and the glass doesn't move around inside the door. That's a very nice, neat luxury feature. So I couldn't capture this on camera, but I saw it a couple of times where the windshield wipers would move up and down just a little bit when you shut the car off, and that's to prevent the rubbers on the windshield wipers from basically kind of being in a memory state and breaking over time. It moves them around, keeps them more or less alive. I only found this feature a couple miles into the drive. You can have your map as one of the gauges. That's really cool. I still enjoy that I have the tech in the center, but if the navigation's on the right side, hey, I don't have to take my eyes off the road to, you know, look over there or anything else. I also did not realize how much storage space this car actually has. If you look at the front trunk, there's a decent amount of space in here. Like I can fit a few backpacks in here, no problem at all, or a lot of groceries. But then if you go to the back, you have another storage compartment. I feel like this car has more storage than most small SUVs. Like if you take a look at something like a Hyundai Kona, like it's a nice, great SUV, like small SUV, but I don't think it has as much space. Like you probably couldn't fit as many grocery bags in that car than you can in this, you know, what's supposed to be a small sports car. And the last item is this little slot for your filler cap. I love this on my BMW, and I'm surprised that more cars don't have this. You definitely don't want to let it dangle and scratch the paint on your car. As you can see, some people have. This is not my car, so some people have let it dangle and scratch the paint. Just use the little slot here for your filler cap. Very cool. Well guys, that's about it for this video, and I do apologize for all of the shaky camera work and the wind noise and all of the other noise that's happening around here, but I really wanted to make a quick video just highlighting the things that I found interesting about this car and some of the things that just didn't come to mind, you know, before I drove this Porsche Boxster. So I really do appreciate you watching, so don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you've learned about this car, and subscribe to the channel for a lot more car content. I'll see you guys in the next one.